Today I want to discuss about one of the most underrepresented process of the software development lifecycle, but probably one of the most important one. That is quality assurance. I'm not talking just about the testing, which is an activity at the end of the process where you're trying to find bugs. This is just a small part of the process. What I want to focus on is how quality assurance needs to be an entire mindset throughout the whole process, and that applies to everyone in your digital team. Let's get to it. Hey, welcome to this new edition of Digital Blitz, your short brief on everything UX, tech and compliance. I'm Sylvain Reiter and I'm here to help you succeed in digital by delivering better experiences for your team and your customers. So as I said, there's a lot of confusion or misunderstanding between the words of quality assurance, or QA, quality control and testing. When we produce dynamic websites or software as a service applications, we can sometimes mix those terms in the wrong way. We usually describe the process of a developer completing their task and handing it over to the QA team to try and find bugs or validate the feature. But that's not very accurate. That's the wrong term. And we've been thinking about it a lot in the last few years, and we really had to redefine how we describe those different steps in the process. So, quality assurance needs to happen at all stages of the process. From the early definition of the business objectives, the business strategists are planning for quality. We need to think about the risk of what we are building, how the end users are going to use the product, so we can ensure that we plan the right testing for all those use cases. And then, during the user experience definition, the UX researchers are defining the quality. We need to ensure that the backend developers are involved early on, to make sure that what is prototyped can actually be built efficiently. And at that stage, we can also introduce quality gates to ensure the work is being peer-reviewed against usability heuristics, for example, and all the best practices. Then, during the art direction, the visual designers are also designing for quality. Front-end developers need to review those designs for accessibility and plan how they will code the CSS and the HTML for those designs into the different browsers, for example. Then during the build phase, which I think is where most of the time-consuming activities needs to happen, using processes like test-driven development, the backend team must write additional code for those automated tests in their source code to validate the expected data being received or the output of the code that they're writing. And this helps with regression testing. When we keep adding more and more features, those automated tests will help validate and ensure that we don't break something that was done before. And then we still have the quality control stage, where a team of testers will use manual and automated methods to validate those features, trying to find bugs, ensure cross-browser compatibility on different devices. This is the core testing activity, but a small part of the overall quality assurance. And finally, at the deployment stage, and the DevOps team also play a big role in maintaining stable environments. Because it's not just about the quality of the software that's being designed, built, and the software that you deploy. It also comes in the reliability of the architecture where the software is hosted. So as you see, we need to introduce quality gate at every stage of the process. this is the only option for the end product to be of high standards, to be of quality. So don't just rely on your testers to find issues at the last minute before deployment. To ensure that you deliver a successful digital product, you really need to bake quality assurance throughout the whole process. Everyone in your digital team is a QA person, including you. So that's it for today. If you have any question about this, or if you need support to define your quality assurance policy or processes for your next digital product, leave me some comments below or get in touch. You can watch more video about digital process on my channel, and don't forget to subscribe to keep learning with me and make better decisions for your next digital products. Until next time, stay safe and see you soon.